Today we're here with Cherie Fox, who recently made a trip down to the Missouri puppy mill and brought some dogs home with her. So we're here with her and we're going to find out how it went. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it was a short trip. I was only there for the weekend, and we headed out on Thursday, got there Thursday night, and the auction started on Friday morning. Spent Friday at the auction site, and then I spent Saturday at the actual staging area where dogs that had already been purchased had gone for rescue.
Can you tell us a little more specifically how the auction went, how it was set up?
Well, the auction was set up on the property of the puppy millers, the Schindler family. And when you got to the property, it was quite a long gravel road getting down to the site. There were news crews at the end on the actual public street. We had to cross through a security point that we had to hand over our driver's license. They made copies of that, told us that we weren't allowed to take pictures of any kind while we were on the site or we would be arrested and removed. Then we traveled down the drive, parked in a field, and headed up towards the area. The larger dogs were in raised wooden decks in runs, and then the small dogs were in these clusters of buildings that the small dogs were housed that were also raised above the ground, and in small cages with like a hut at the end of the cage that was closed off with a little doggy door that they could get into the little hutch box, or they could come out into the front area where their water and food was.
And how many dogs would you say there were?
There were approximately 854 dogs on the auction sheets. These sheets were given to us on Friday morning, and then we got a new set of sheets on Saturday morning. They did about, I would say, about a third of the dogs on Friday, and then the rest of the dogs went on Saturday. They actually added to the Saturday sheet much more than we had expected, but I think in total it was about 854 dogs.
And how did you go about bidding on the dogs?
We had a main rescue person who we considered the general, who actually did all of the bidding to try and keep it as organized as possible, to make sure rescuers didn't bid on top of rescuers. Those of us that stood around her were kind of her spotters to watch who else was bidding, to see if it was a rescue person, and we'd tap her on the shoulder and let her know rescue was bidding on the dog, or if it was actually a breeder or a broker that was bidding, and then we would continue to bid to try and secure the dog.
Would you say the dogs that you're currently fostering are adjusting pretty well?
I chose to take the two that were actually the most emotional damaged, because that's what I do.
And how did you initially hear about the Missouri puppy mill?
Through my fellow rescuers, basically through Facebook and emails. I have kind of a network of fellow rescuers that I have met over the years.
Well, thank you, Cherie, for being with us. And for more information, please visit our website at ADogspot.net.